before your eyes, nature is hiding something in plain sight. You walk through a forest thinking you are alone. No movement, no sound, just leaves, branches, and silence. But the forest is never empty, because right there, on a branch just a few meters away, is something watching you. You don't notice it at first. Even when you look directly at it, your brain might still fail to register it. It is not because it is invisible. It is because it is perfect at blending into reality. Then suddenly, the branch moves. Its shape shifts. Its outline breaks. Its color changes. And in an instant, what looked like part of the tree is now alive. A creature emerges from stillness. You are face to face with one of nature's greatest illusions, a chameleon. But this is not just an animal that changes color. It is a master of disguise, a silent hunter, a biological engineer, and one of the most advanced survival specialists in the natural world. And everything about it is designed around one question. How do you survive in a world where everything can see you, even when you don't want to be seen? In this video, we uncover the hidden life of the chameleon, far deeper than most people ever imagine. Chameleons belong to a unique family of lizards known as chameleonidae. They are found mainly across Africa, Madagascar, southern Europe, and parts of Asia, but their greatest diversity exists on the island of Madagascar, where evolution has shaped them into dozens of unique species. Some live high in rainforest canopies where light barely reaches the ground. Others survive in dry savannas where heat dominates the environment. A few even adapt to mountainous regions where temperatures shift rapidly. Despite these differences, all chameleons share one central survival strategy. They do not dominate their environment. They disappear into it. At first glance, a chameleon may appear fragile or slow, but this is one of nature's biggest illusions, because every part of its body is built not for speed or strength, but for control, balance, and precision. Their feet are split into opposing groups of toes that function like natural clamps. This allows them to grip branches with extreme stability, even on smooth or narrow surfaces where other animals would easily fall. Their tail is prehensile, meaning it can wrap around branches like a fifth limb. It acts as both anchor and support, allowing the chameleon to remain perfectly still for long periods without losing balance. Even their posture is intentional. They often sway slightly with branches, not to move, but to avoid detection, blending with natural motion like wind. And their movement style is slow, extremely slow, not due to weakness, but due to strategy. Because in nature, speed creates attention, and attention creates danger. So instead of rushing through life, chameleons master something far more powerful: stillness. One of the most extraordinary features of a chameleon is its eyes. Unlike almost any other vertebrate, each eye operates independently. One eye can scan above while the other searches below. One can track movement in front while the other monitors behind. This gives them nearly complete 360-degree environmental awareness without moving their head. It is like having two independent surveillance systems constantly scanning the world for threats and opportunities. Their vision is also highly specialized for detecting motion. Even the slightest twitch of an insect can be picked up from several meters away. But what makes it even more remarkable is what happens when focus is required. Because suddenly, everything changes. Both eyes shift direction, slowly at first, then locking in completely. Their brain merges both visual inputs into a single point of focus. The entire world collapses into one target. No distractions, no background noise, just precision. At that moment, the chameleon stops being a passive observer and becomes a perfectly calibrated hunter. Inside its body lies one of the most advanced biological weapons in the animal kingdom: the tongue. At rest, it is tightly coiled inside the mouth like a loaded spring under tension. But when activated, everything happens in an instant. The tongue launches outward with explosive acceleration, reaching speeds that rival some of the fastest muscle movements in nature relative to body size. In certain species, the tongue can extend to nearly twice the length of the entire body, allowing the chameleon to strike prey at a distance without moving its position. At the tip is a specialized pad covered in thick, sticky mucus. This acts like biological adhesive, instantly trapping insects on contact. And the process is brutal in its efficiency. The moment impact occurs, the prey is immobilized. No escape, no resistance, no second chance. Then, just as quickly as it appeared, the tongue retracts, pulling the prey back into the mouth. The entire sequence, targeting, firing, impact, and retrieval, happens in less than a second. This is not hunting based on strength. It is hunting based on physics, timing, and evolutionary perfection. But even this extraordinary weapon is only one half of the chameleon's survival system. The other half is one of the most misunderstood biological abilities in nature: color change. For centuries, humans believed chameleons change color to match their surroundings, like living camouflage that allowed them to vanish into backgrounds. But modern science has revealed a very different truth. Chameleons do not primarily change color for camouflage. They change color for communication. Inside their skin are multiple layers of specialized cells. Chromatophores contain pigments that produce basic colors like red, yellow, and brown. Iridophores act like microscopic mirrors, reflecting and scattering light to produce blues and structural color effects. By adjusting the spacing and arrangement of these cells, chameleons can control how light interacts with their skin. The result is a dynamic, living display of color that shifts in real time. A calm chameleon may appear green or brown, blending naturally into vegetation. A stressed or threatened chameleon may darken its body to signal discomfort or aggression. A dominant male may suddenly flash intense blues, reds, oranges, or yellows during territorial disputes or mating competition. So what looks like camouflage is actually a highly developed visual communication system. A chameleon is not hiding from the world. It is talking to it. It is broadcasting emotion, dominance, fear, readiness, and intent, all without sound, movement, or contact. It is language written in light and skin. Despite these extraordinary adaptations, chameleons are not aggressive creatures. They are not predators that chase. They are predators that wait. They can remain motionless for extended periods, sometimes hours, perfectly blending into branches as insects, birds, and even larger predators pass nearby without noticing them. Their survival depends not on strength or speed, but on discipline. Stillness is their shield. Timing is their weapon. Every decision is energy efficient. Every movement is intentional. In a world that rewards speed, chameleons survive through patience. But even the most refined evolutionary systems are not immune to modern change. Today, chameleons face increasing threats across their habitats. Deforestation continues to remove the forests they depend on for survival. Entire ecosystems are being replaced by farmland, roads, and urban development. Illegal wildlife trade also impacts many species, as chameleons are captured and sold as exotic pets, often under conditions they are not adapted to survive in. On top of that, climate change is altering temperature patterns, rainfall cycles, and vegetation growth, disrupting the delicate balance many species depend on. In biodiversity hotspots like Madagascar, where chameleon diversity is at its peak, some species are already experiencing population decline. When the forest disappears, the chameleon disappears with it. Because they're not built for migration. They are built for belonging to one place. So when you see a chameleon sitting silently on a branch, blending into the environment so perfectly that it almost vanishes from sight, remember this. It is not just a color-changing reptile. It is a product of millions of years of evolution. A hunter designed for precision rather than power. A communicator speaking in color instead of sound. A survivor that has mastered invisibility not as magic, but as science. It is not trying to disappear from the world. It is simply existing in harmony with it in a way most creatures cannot. And perhaps that is what makes the chameleon one of the most remarkable animals on Earth.